Welcome to the MMHP in the 989, channeling all styles and eras of Michigan music history. Recorded live inside the Rock Legends Hall of Fame in Bay City, Michigan. Featuring Dr. J, Sir Fred, Mr. Mike, and your host, Scott Baker.
Okay, we're coming to you from the Michigan Rock and Roll Legends studio here at the Historical Museum of Bay County. And our guest tonight is the princess of the Rockin' Gospel Blues, Miss Sharrie Williams. Sherrie, we're so happy to have you here. Everybody is a big fan of you.
Oh, we've been working on this for a couple of years.
Man.
You make it seem like you've been waiting too long.
She's on tour all the time.
Yeah. Well, for any of our viewers who aren't that familiar with you, were you born right here in Michigan?
Yes, Saginaw, Michigan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that music has always been an important part of your life when you were growing up. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about how Sharrie Williams really started singing and so on?
In church, I was my parents and my father and my mom sang in the gospel group, so I was born into it. And I don't know, the rest is history. I've been singing since I was like 6 years old.
Wow.
What church was that at?
Williams Temple. I was singing in the choir at 12, touring at 16.
Touring at 16?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very similar to Aretha Franklin, right? In a way, right?
Well, I don't have her fame, but okay.
I think I have pictures of when you were 6.
Little girl, yep.
Oh, man.
And Hubert Williams was the choir director.
Huey, yep.
And was he real important in, kind of giving you direction in music?
He was definitely my mentor. Brother Huey was a driving force with the choir. I'll often say he was before his time. Like we have the Kirk Franklins of this day. Huey was that person in the 80s, 70s. And when I say he helped cultivate my style from a kid, but the person that I was trying to emulate was my brother, because my brother was a very good singer.
Mm.
Where did you tour?
Oh, we just did like Ohio, Detroit, with the gospel choir, and I was the youngest one.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the
Did
kid.
you get to do some solo work?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have needed me touring if I could sing. Yeah, and I remember very vividly practices, and it was on school nights, and I remember my mom calling the church and telling Huey, she got to go to school in the morning, send her home. So yeah, he would have me going over and over and over and over until.
So is Mr. Williams still with us, or?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I recently went back, and he did a Thanksgiving concert, and I went back and sang with the choir, and my son Charles Allen did the solo that my brother did on the album. I don't know. My son, when he started singing it, I thought I was going to lose it. Because he definitely sounded like my brother.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Now, were you interested in secular music as you were growing up? I mean, R&B music and soul music?
Not until I got to high school, maybe. That's where I met Dr. Shelton, and then I started doing jazz. Yeah.
Mm.
That was with James Owens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I remember that.
James
Yep.
Owens, myself. Yeah.
So were there any female artists in the jazz field that you found to be very inspirational as far as your own singing?
Well, my biggest influence would have been Billie Holiday. Lady sings the blues.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's a pretty good role model right there.
Biggest influence. Diana Ross, because she did Lady she did the show, Lady
Right.
Sing the Blues. So that was my biggest influence. Was Billie Holiday.
No.
How about when I seen you perform, you were performing more like blues and R&B. When did that start? Where you were actually, I know when I would Tom. Well, we'll talk about Tom Bird a little bit later, but we were both so impressed with your version of Etta James. I'd rather go blind. And we
I
would
recorded
always
it.
talk about that. Yes, I know you did.
My mom's favorite song.
Oh my, that's my favorite Etta James song by far. Yeah. So when did that start? Where you really started working
I started
in the
doing
blues?
the blues in '92 with Blues Controversy from Bay City.
I saw you perform with them.
Yeah,
That might have been right about that time,
it
maybe
was
when you
92,
started out.
From '92 to '94. Then that catapulted me into the blues pool.
How did
And
that band come together? I mean, did they call you or you saw them? Or
Blues Controversy? Actually, a young lady that was singing with them, Tutu Collins, she was going to quit the band and she didn't want to leave them in the lurch. So she asked me to go and fill in for her. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. And it was like, that was exactly what I needed. And
Wow.
it was from there on up.
Wes Brothers and Roscoe. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was just I had graduated with the West guys at Garvard,
Okay.
and I remember them jumping right into that and
Yep.
meeting Roscoe for the first time and seeing you
Yeah,
guys.
Roscoe and Keith Carroll.
Keith, yeah, and they put maybe August together out of that. And you flew solo out of that, and two records.
I recorded an album with them.
Oh, was it one or two?
One.
Just one. Okay. Was the other lady on the other record? I think they had two, right?
I don't think Tutu recorded anything.
Oh, just
with them.
one then. Okay.
I don't think so.
Seems like I remember two records, but it's probably something after that.
Yeah, but
was-
she wanted to walk away, and then it seemed like when we started moving forward, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know if you was really gonna just do it." Well, you asked me, right? So I mean, you want me to do it, or you don't want me to do it? You know. So yeah,
That was a thrilling time in this area for
yeah.
the blues.
I think that's where I got my when I knew that's when I knew I was gonna probably do something like the blues, but then I don't want to move past the timeline because this guy over here sitting here in the corner came in my life, and you remember that story?
Oh yeah. Well, you tell it.
Surfer.
92 to 94, when I decided to walk away from the band, Pops, which is my husband in heaven, he owned Wise Guys. And I walked in Wise Guys one night. Matt Besey was on stage. Matt Besey let me get on his stage. And I sang, and Pops was like, "Whoa, who is that?" And had no idea, but this is a true story because this is going to be in my book, by the way. I walk in the building, I spot this Italian stallion with the blue eyes, silver moon, and he spots me. But then I'm like, I turn my head because I'm like, But anyway, he came to my table, and it's a lot. A lot. And he says, "Well, can I buy you a drink? Can I get you and the ladies a drink?" Well, I was impressed with that because a lot of times most men just want you and they want to just buy you a drink. But he was a man, a gentleman. So he bought the table a drink.
Always had. I remember going in there, and he'd always pour me a Galliano. Is that what you call it? That big tall bottle.
Oh yeah, he loved to do that. Yeah. So yeah.
So you met Pops there then on a Matt Besey night, and then you ran into Freddie.
Well, the way I ran into him, I actually was going to Detroit to do a gig, and Fred was in town with Lazy Lester.
Well, I was
At
living
White's.
in Ann Arbor. at the time.
But you were at White's with Lazy Lester.
Right.
And so there was a guy that Pops had given my business card to give to him.
Oh.
Now this is when it gets crazy because the guy died, right? he passed away, and Pops was tripping like, did he give him the card? I'm like, Pops, the man is dead. He's like, well, I wonder, did he give him the card? Sure enough,
Yeah.
he gave him the card before he died.
Oh my gosh.
And Fred called, and Pops arranged a dinner because, of course,
Delicious.
he likes to eat. We all do. And, of course, Pops can really cook. And so he did a 5-course meal and talked to Fred about, hey, Fred, I read this magazine where you taking musicians over across the pond. Take my girl across the pond. And that's how I ended up going overseas with Fred.
Oh.
So did you play in Chicago before you went overseas, or?
Yes, I did. I played, actually, Larry McCray brought me into the blues in Chicago. And at that time, in 96, I had just came out of recovery because I was doing drugs and what have you. And Pops told Larry, he said, now, I'm going to let you take my girl with you to Chicago. But you better bring her back the same way you got her. Just make her a star. So when we got to Chicago, Larry was so scared because he was like, now, listen, Sherrie, you can't come out this room because Pops will kill me. Pops. Something happened to you, Pops will kill me. And so literally, they put me in a room while they had their little party going on because I was fresh out of rehab.
Oh, okay.
But I had already purposed in my soul and spirit that I didn't want to be a slave to anything or anybody.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
You
that's
knew
it.
that day.
You got to
You knew
know,
then.
right? It's got to come from your heart, right?
And I stayed in that room and I was okay with whatever they was doing because I wasn't that person anymore.
It changed.
I wanted to sing, and my goal was to chase the dream that I knew God had put in my heart from a child.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah.
This was at Buddy Guy's Club.
Yep.
Yeah. What a way to.
That same night, though, Paul Cook did some crazy stuff, and my husband and my dad. Oh God. Paul Cook pushed my piano player, Mike Rush, piano out in the streets.
Oh, that's that night.
Yes. And my dad and my husband was not having it. My dad looked at my mom. He said, woman, you're going to have to get me out of jail in Chicago. I'm crying. Oh, no, I just started my career. You're going to end my career. Because they ready to kill Paul Cook. Because he didn't push the equipment out in the street. True
Jeez.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they leave some of it there too? Some of it got left behind.
No,
I think Mike told us that on his podcast.
I don't know if he left. I know they pushed his piano out there.
Maybe it was a separate gig because they had to go back and get his equipment.
Oh,
Another day.
that's probably the same time because a lot went on that day.
Oh.
And Paul was, and from that point on, my husband had Paul in his crossbows. And my dad, you tell Paul Cook I'm gonna skin him alive. God bless you, Paul Cook.
There's a lot of people in that
Where
line
you
too.
at?
Right.
Well, Sherrie, I probably should reveal this, that I was Paul Cook's teacher
Okay.
when he was 10 years old.
Okay.
I was just starting my career I was teaching at St. Joseph Grade School in Bay City. And I can tell you right now that Paul Cook at 10 years old
was
was just like
The
he
same?
was as an adult.
Are you serious?
He was a handful, let me tell you.
At 10?
Oh,
Well, you know they say at 7 you know exactly what you're gonna do and who you're gonna be.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why I be trying to give my grandkids in shape before they get to that 7.
Right? Yeah, you want them on the righteous path, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, was it after you had went to Europe that you recorded the live album at Wise Guys? Was that your first recording?
That
I think
was
it was before.
that was before Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was before Europe. Because I knew I needed to put something out. You got to be able to sing. You got to be able to write. You know, you got to first it was you got to do good covers. I did good covers. Then Cold Blue said you got to be able to write. So then we went to Chicago again, and that's when I met Ron Prince, and Ron Prince and I and Vicky Markusik sat in his studio, and they put me in the room with the studio. I had no idea about nothing, how to run equipment. Okay, this button is stop, this button is play. This is the track, stop and play. And of course, they went to do their thing in the other room, and don't come out till you done wrote a song. And that's what I did. I learned how to write, stop, rewind, play, and
You wrote it in the studio, right? Live.
yeah.
What song?
Oh, let me see. I did Mojo. Gotta find me a Mojo there. Real Woman. How many songs?
I love hearing songwriting stories. It's because those are
Yeah,
special moments.
With friends like these, I don't need no enemies. I can't remember all the songs, but that's how that writing session started, because I never thought I would be able to write, but right now I write all the time though.
Now, did those songs appear on the live album?
Yes.
Okay. And now that live album was nominated as the best blues album by, was it the Detroit Blues Society or Detroit Music Awards? It was nominated. Am I right in that?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, 2012, I think, your album that you did in Europe was the French equivalent of the Grammy.
Oh yeah, well that I got my
But that was
Academy
2012.
to do Jazz Award. Yeah.
So,
You know what's crazy? I just left Switzerland, and what's his name? Mohammed. He's a jazz artist.
Okay.
He had that same award, and it was like the hotel I stayed in was the Jazz Hotel, and all these artifacts and all that. And I saw that trophy, and I was like, I got one of those, and that made me feel so good. I'm like, oh, I'm really important. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
so how did you end up meeting photographer Tom Burke?
He would come to Wise Guys to hear me sing.
Okay.
And the first time he heard me sing, he said he had to come back. And every Monday night, he showed up every Monday night. Then one time, he told Pops, I want to take some pictures of her. And of course, my husband, he was my biggest fan, my number one pusher man. And yeah, Mom, you gotta let him. I don't know him. You gotta go to Detroit with this guy. He's gonna take your picture and he's gonna put you in a magazine. I'm like, you don't know him. I ain't going nowhere. And my hair wasn't right. And he's don't worry about it. Just lick it down. I'm like, I'm a black girl. You cannot just slick this nappy hair down, But that picture, that hair is not good, but it looked good on there.
Yeah, Tom was quite a photographer, to
Went
say
to
the
Detroit
least.
with Tom, but the trick to that was he had to leave his friend with Pops till I got back.
Oh,
It was probably Chris Kolk, I'll bet.
I don't remember. It's the tall, slim guy. I can't remember his
Pops
name.
made sure of it.
Oh, he took care of him
Yeah.
while he was there.
Yeah.
He stayed right there until I got back. Tom had to drop me back off where he got me from. He told me, bring her back where you got her from.
Oh.
Leave your friend here. He ain't going nowhere. True story.
Wow.
So now Tom used the photo of you in an advertising campaign, correct? Wasn't it?
It was in all the Johnson product magazines, Ebony, Essence, Jet, all the Johnson magazines.
Yeah,
About
it's
5 different magazines.
it's really
Centerfold.
amazing, the contacts that he had.
Centerfold.
And I don't know if he told you about his photographing Elvis Presley. And, you know, when Elvis died, they used one of Tom's photos for the cover of TV Guide magazine.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was
He
a
had
good
some
guy.
stories.
Yeah.
He had some great stories.
Yeah, he was really, really a nice
He
man.
helped implement us learning to know our worth. Because sometimes when you get into the music, you don't want anybody to think that you're all about the money. Because with me, it's never about the money. It's always about the people. But you still need to be compensated. The Bible says your gift make room for you. So if your gift make room for you, that means somebody needs to take care of the gift. But a lot of times in the industry, they don't want to pay for the gift. They want to just use you up, give you 2 pennies, and you know, for decades, the price has never gone up.
Right.
It never got raised ever. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, Tom was like, you know, Sherrie, when I was doing pictures and I started out taking pictures, $14 a setting fee. He said nobody bought pictures. He said, but when I put $200 on their setting fee, he said that's when my name began to go up.
Yeah.
So this is a true story. So he taught me that if you're gonna price it where you want it. Because anytime you have a fee for people to come into a place to hear you, if it's $5 and you want to take it up to 10, now you got a problem with them.
Yeah.
So it needs to be $10 off the bat, so they know it's $10. So he actually helped me focus on how to gauge my fees.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Your first studio album was in 2004, Hard Driving Woman. Okay. Now you recorded that for a German label.
Crosscut Records.
All right. How did that work, Sherrie? Was it easier to get a recording deal with a European company that was for a U.S. company?
Okay, so I went to Germany April 19, 2001. Do you remember that date?
I sure do, but
Okay.
I'm glad you remember it.
I
'cause
won't ever forget. It's a pinnacle
I
moment
forget
for me, so
2000
I'll
or
always remember.
2001.
Yep, April 19th. How did that happen? After the dinner, they had a dinner at the Wise Guys, him and my husband and myself. And time went by. True story, I had a dream. I woke up and I told my husband, I said, I gotta get a passport. He said, why? He said, did Fred call you? I said, no, nobody called me, but I was in my dream. I was talking to the Lord, and the Lord said, you're not ready. And Pop said, what do you mean you were talking to the Lord? I said, in the dream, I'm talking to the Lord. And he's telling me, you're not ready to go overseas. I'm like, yes, I am, God. I'm ready to go. You're not ready to go. You don't even have a passport.
Oh.
This is in my dream.
Oh.
And it'll be in my book as well. And that morning, we got up, got ready, went to get a passport, do all the documents, and photo to do the passport. Right next to the bar was a photographer, so he took my picture, and we went and did our paperwork for at the courthouse, and sent the information out. It came back in about 2 to 3 weeks. The following week, he called and said, I got a date for you in Germany.
Wow.
Dresden.
And here's the thing of that, and I use that for the rest of my life. So you know I'm gospel and I love God and what have you. So God can never put you anywhere until you're spiritually ready for it. My mom would always tell me, daughter, if you can't see yourself in the spirit realm, being there, you will never get there in the natural. So you got to see it in the spirit realm. You got to, and I sat and I understood exactly what she said. And so I use that anything that I want, if I want God to back it up, I have to really know and be ready for it. Like this last album I just did. You would not believe how it just came together. But I knew it was a God thing. But yeah.
So did the label owner see you performing, and that's what led to the recording contract?
We went to a buyers festival in Utrecht, and at this time I had went out and sang with a couple of pickup bands. Remember, we went to Sweden. I sang with a pickup band. We were in Dresden. I sang with a pickup band. I went to Italy and sang with a pickup band. And
But when you brought the Saginaw Wise Guys,
so here's how we got to that.
that's a whole different story.
So it was like I kept, everywhere I went, I would tell them they would like me so much. I said, well, if you like me like this, you ought to see me with my own people, because it freed me up, you know. And so they wanted me and James Owens, so they did pay for me and James, and my husband paid for my bass player and my drummer. He told I think at that time, was it Frank, maybe somebody
in
Utrecht.
Germany.
Yeah.
No,
And
that was in
Holland.
Dresden.
Well, when we went to Dresden, that was different.
Utrecht was
In Holland.
Yap.
Yeah, that's when I did the Buyers Festival. And I was going to go to Italy as well. So those promoters got together to build a tour. And I lost where I was going.
Well, we're heading toward getting signed to Crosscut. Yeah, how did you?
And you were bringing your band across.
My husband told him, he says, well, I tell you what, if you are taking James and Sherrie, I will pay airfare for Marco and Sterling, the drummer, bass player and the drummer. And long as you feed them and house them. Cool, smooth deal. And that's how that happened. And we ended up in Utrecht. After Utrecht, we met up with Frank. After we met up with Frank, we ended up meeting with, what was his name? Anyway, it's Crosscut Records. His name escapes.
Oh, Crosscut, right.
His name escapes me because I had some. Can't tell nobody that.
Did you did another one around the same time at Car City or Car Festival or something? Was that Crosscut? I can't remember.
Oh, you talking about Bay Car? That was still with Crosscut.
Yeah, that was the follow-up,
second
right.
album with them. Yeah, that I.
So when you recorded for Crosscut, then you had your own band behind you. Then okay.
Yes. And
right.
so Deadlift.
Right, Deadlift.
I knew it would come to me. Deadlift had Michael Freeman to produce it. But even before that, we had a song album out with Michael Vernon, which we went in the studio in Chicago and recorded that. And we thought we were going to be at that moment because they mechanically put Shamika together with Alligator. And I mean, we're talking to Alligator and we're going back and forth. And then Michael Vernon produces this album. And all of a sudden that door just shut. They shelved it. And the reason it was shelved because it was overcompressed.
What?
And Vernon wanted to release it on his label. So I got shifted in the mix.
He's such a great producer too.
Yeah, but
We're still friends
Yeah.
on Facebook. You know.
I was just
I've
talking.
seen him.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen him since then, and he had to see me, and he couldn't believe it. He was like, "You really are good." No, really, no crap.
Oh man!
You
So
know,
that you got a record sitting on the shelf somewhere, then? Eh?
Yeah, but then later, after all of my touring and my name got big over in Europe, he wanted to revamp that album, put it out again. And I told them, no.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that album out. I'm 20 years old, older than that album. No.
So, Sherrie, how would you compare European audiences with audiences in the United States? Do you feel like they have a greater appreciation for the blues and American
course.
music?
Yeah.
They absolutely respect the true essence of the music, of who you are. You know, in America, you got the jazz purists. If you're not jazz pure, you're not good enough. If you're not all the way blues, you're not good enough. If you're not gospel. So I fall in a bad category because I'm all of that.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of everything.
You know,
Yeah.
It's eclectic, you know, and I get in trouble with the church world because I'm too bluesy. I get in trouble with the blues because I'm too gospel.
The jazz world.
You know, but I've come to a place where now I'm okay with that.
I remember that first night or that night in Dresden when you did Purple Rain. And because I was on stage and I was watching all these girls just crying their eyes out.
I'm glad you was there because don't nobody believe me when I tell them that.
Well, we have
cool.
a video of it. So.
Well, I need to see the video. I ain't seen it in a while.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, nobody believes me when I tell them that. The audiences over there are more receptive. Sometimes the Italians can be a little slow and the French people can be a little slow, but I take my time with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming in, whether you like it or not.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, since then, you've been to Dubai
Yeah.
a few times, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that like?
Rock star. Turkey rock star. It was 5-star, everything across the board. I mean, I did, I was in Turkey for 7 weeks and never got hoarse. Not one time.
Wow.
Because everything was the top of the line. And what gets me with venues and promoters and concert people put together all these beautiful concerts and then they skimp on the sound. Why would you skimp on the sound? You know, you got a 5-star food, 5-star hotel, 5-star travel, and then the sound system is crap.
Oh.
And the first night you sing on that and you're on a real tour, you're burnt out already. Now you got to try to regroup your voice, you know, and when you're young, you don't know better.
Right.
I didn't know better at the time. But now I do. I'm like, this is in my contract. If your stuff ain't right, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Because I'm getting too
Excellent.
old too for that.
Yeah.
And how many times per year are you still going over there? I mean, you're there a
Well,
lot.
COVID
right?
slowed down a lot.
Oh, did it?
So after COVID hit, it just kind of put a nosedive for me, I would say. And then my husband passed and, you know, then different, you know, people act different when you don't have your overseer. So I have to be my male and female too. Because if I don't, in the business, they have a tendency to try to walk over you. You know, so
Are you working with a manager now, Sherrie?
I don't have a manager at this point. No.
Now, you recorded the 2 albums for Crosscut, but then your next release was on a Canadian label. is that-
Electrify.
All right. How did that happen? Were you unhappy with Crosscut and you were looking for something else, or?
Probably distribution.
It was just it was murky.
Oh,
Let me say
okay.
that. I don't want to, because I don't like to burn bridges. That's what I told you. I said,
Right.
you know, because you never know what bridge you have to cross again. Now, when I know I'm not going to cross the bridge, though, I will blow that sucker right up. Boom! And I know I'm done with you.
I bet you that'll be in the book.
Yeah.
So with that, because it was a conflict of interest for one. The agent at that time was Frank, and Det left and Frank were friends. So now you got the record company and the agent are buddies, and anything that I say, because they're best friends, my management team is not believing me because that's your friend. Your friend owed me money. Oh, no. He said, no, I don't care what he said. He owed me money. So, and I met Michael Cloran. So that was in Poconos, and he wanted to try to help me come out of that slump. And that's how I met, what's his name? From Electrify, Andrew Galloway. And he saw me in Poconos, and what Michael said to him was, Michael said to him, hold on. Bruce Illigar said, well, you need people to leave the concerts humming your tunes. And then Michael Cloran says, well, yep, they leave humming her tunes, but they also left with 250 CD sales every time she stepped on the stage. And so that's what made Andrew Galloway get interested in me. I don't think he was sold out for my gift or my talent or the way I administer the music, but I think he was into the
the bottom line.
His label's still successful.
Yep. I mean, but like I said, and when my album came to be number 1 in France, album of the year, he didn't even have it in him. He didn't even understand how did that happen. So how it happened was they had closed the session already for that season to judge these albums, and my album came in the mail right after the closing. Well, the president reopened it to put my album in the pool, and that's how I got number 1 album of the year.
Wow.
And they asked me would I come and sing. Well, of course they wasn't going to pay the way, and you're going to Paris, and we just got together, a group of us, and put some monies together and flew me over there. And Andrew, he couldn't even believe I was going. You're going to Paris? I said, yeah. I mean, it's my album.
Yeah.
Seemed like he would say, well, let me give you $1,000 or something.
Oh, man.
Really? Wow.
No, he didn't. And I ain't mad at him, because I understand my worth, and everybody's not going to believe in me. Some are and some aren't. And today I'm okay with that. But before, as coming up the ranks, I had some broken hearts and some bad stuff happen to me.
Wow. Yeah. Did you record those Electrify albums in Canada, or were you able to record like in Michigan?
We recorded in Michigan. No. We recorded in Poconos.
Oh, okay.
With Michael Cloran. So with that being said, Michael Cloran and Shamika had split up. And so my husband swore up and down.
Ask that.
My husband swore up and down. He's just trying to replace you for Shamika. He did not mess with my wife. True story. But yeah, that's how that. We ended up being there, and Michael Cloran had a group of people working with him that, they were, I can't tell all that stuff, but yeah, it was a lot going on. A whole lot. That's why I say murky. When I say murky, it was murky.
Okay. Oof. That'll be in the book, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're back doing some gigs with Matt Besey again.
Yeah, Matt Besey is hanging out with me a little bit, so yeah.
I saw that video where you were playing the washboard.
Washboard, honey. Don't mess with me. So COVID, good. So like I said, COVID shut us down. We couldn't travel around. I did some festivals in my backyard. People were wearing masks. BYOC, bring your own chair. Of course, I'm a great cook, so I cook food. They paid $20 to get in my yard, and they had music and food, and my whole neighborhood was like, "Thank you, you're saving our lives," because COVID had us all locked up.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
so
man.
that's how me and Matt started doing a duo.
So, Sherrie, did you get some tips on how to play the washboard here from the scrub board stud himself?
Well, I
Fred
watched
Rice?
him a lot, but did I get any tips? He never taught me how to play it,
Right.
but I just knew something. I'll tell you how this story came up with the washboard. I had to do a gig in Versailles, Ohio, Dark County, and me and Matt was working on some duo stuff at my house, and I went in the kitchen and got the cheese grater, and I just started messing around trying to figure out, we need a little more. This is gonna worry me because I'm not used to that, just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just worrying me. I'm like, I got to do something with my hands, and I got that cheese grater out, and Matt was like, yeah, you could do that. You could do that. And so, of course, after the rehearsal, probably the next day, I'm just sitting here thinking, what can I do to help enhance this duo? But they're going to think I'm crazy, some black chick on, trying to play a cheese grater.
I love it.
So, now, mind you, my husband's been gone 5 years at this time. And I go in the garage for something. And while I'm in the garage, I swear, I heard his voice say, Mom. And I looked. Now, mind you, I've been in this house 10 years. Never, ever, ever, ever did I see this washboard sitting in the corner behind some of his stuff. I hear a voice. I hear Pop say, Mom. And I turn, and there's the washboard. I said, Lord, Popson put the washboard out here for me to get. So I got the washboard.
Oh.
Took it out of the garage, and I started working with it with the forks and spoons and trying to figure out how to get that sound, Fred Rice sound. But I didn't know, he got it together. But anyway,
Thimbles, right, Thread?
I went and I got a little tambourine to put on my boot. Then I had some sticks and some shaky stuff. I just went overboard.
That's cool.
Oh, that's a great story.
It honestly worked, and you have to see the video to just know all of my comedy came out of me. My comedic came out of me during this season, so I'm able to be intimate with the people and let them know I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do this. Okay, y'all ready? And so now it fits, but I need me a washboard to fit with the boobies and all that.
Oh, like who's?
So you got to help me get
They're-
that.
They make them like that. What's her name?
Yeah, they Dolly Parton or somebody.
Well,
had
not just
one.
Dolly. Is a
Well, you got to help me
loser.
get
Barbara
one.
and
The
Drell.
thimbles don't work for me because my fingers is too small. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna.
Your fingers are too small.
I had some thimbles. The
But mine are too fat.
thimbles, I couldn't keep them on my fingers, so I was trying to work with them. So I had to end up with the spoons, and then I had the butts of the knife, and it was just so funny. For you.
That's the Zydeco way, with spoons and
Yeah.
knives.
Yeah. Wow. So how long you've been working on your book, Sherrie? And is this? I'm assuming you've started writing some of it, right?
Well, yes, I've started writing several passages to several different books. So I write as it falls, and I put it down. And whatever I'm working on, like just the other day, it dropped in my spirit, friends and foes, because I need to describe the people that have been in my life that have been a blessing, and also the people that have been a curse. and that's Friends and Foes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
then the book that's going to come out right away, will be out this year, is Herbie, My Brother, My Hero.
okay. So that would be about your brother.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's a illustrated book for children, how to figure out how to get past grief, missing your family, and stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. And the reason I had to write it that way, because that's the only way I knew how to write it for as my brother.
Right.
Mm.
Well, that's an important thing, I think, for young people. That's so difficult.
It is.
You know, when you
And-
lose someone, you know, and trying to deal with something you had no experience
Yeah, he
with, you
exists.
know.
Herbert was the servant, a humble servant, just can sing, could cook, serve anybody, do anything for anybody. And I remember as a child him combing my hair to take me to church. Because at that time, my mom was doing a lot of drinking and drugging. And so my brother was protecting me from all the chaos that would come to the house. And I think that's why I needed to write that book, because it's so fresh.
Right.
Now, Pookie and the Princess is going to be about me and Pops and my complete life, how we got together.
Now, you mentioned, you know, that the thing that you had written on most recently, Friends and Foes. Now, your friends, I'm assuming, would be maybe some of the people that musical people you collaborated
Oh, yeah.
with and so on.
Oh, yeah.
Could you expand on that? Maybe mention some people that you would consider being, you know, very inspirational to your career that you worked with?
Well, I don't want to give the book away.
Okay. But there are some people that,
Oh, yeah.
you know, really stood out
Yeah,
in your
there's
life.
some people that stood out, and then there's some people that really stood out. The
Yeah.
foes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, you know, I was looking at your official site, and it has this introduction. Music was created to heal the broken hearted and to bring peace to the soul where there was no joy. Why did you choose those particular words? Was that something that you composed, or was it something that you read that was very meaningful to
Came
you?
from me. I often say that music is the voice of God. It's an international language. And I say that because a lot of times I've gone overseas and the language barrier is a problem, but the music is never a problem. It's an international language. We always can communicate when we play music.
Mhm.
And so oftentimes you go and people are in a blues state. Well, I'm the blues buster. So I come to bust up their blues.
Oh
I
yeah.
sure remember that night in Utrecht with the Saginaw Wise Guys.
Yeah, couldn't nobody get in the room.
Holy cow.
They had me in a small room. When we got there, we
It
thought
was jam-packed.
we were going to be in the big room. Nah, you know you're opening that. You ain't going in the big room yet. You ain't got there yet, girl. Sit down. So we went out the night before. The band went out the night
All
before,
right.
went to a jam session. And I was in the bed. They came back to, please, Sherrie, please, you gotta come show these people. You gotta come show them. We gotta show them who we are. Come, please. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to go sing with my. No. So I got up. We went to the jam session, and everybody that was on that festival had a buzz in Utrecht. You gotta see them kids. You gotta see the kids. And when we got to that room, nobody could get in the room. They were like standing over the door. You could see people like on top of each other trying to see in that room. Tore that place apart.
Wow.
Ripped it up. I think we signed CDs for about 2 hours.
Yeah, I can still picture it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Music was the voice of God.
Yeah, there we are.
Is
What-
my quote still in there?
In what?
On your website?
Oh, of course.
Because that's all about that U-track.
How
Right.
would we not? How would we not do that? You're the first.
Well,
person
you
that-
modernize it.
Yeah, but you don't get rid of your good stuff.
There you are.
Right.
You add to it. You know. Yeah, I will never forget that. You helped me get where I needed to be.
So what are your recording plans, Sherrie? You got anything? You got some songs that are maybe ready to
Yes,
take to the studio?
I'm working on new material all the time. My phone is loaded. Loaded. I just worked on a song last night. I'm working on a song. The silence in the room is so loud I cannot speak. The silence in the room is so loud I cannot sleep. Oh, the silence. It takes my breath away. Oh, the silence in the room is driving me insane. That's what my husband.
Whoa, man. Okay. You sound so great just a cappella. Wow. You don't need any music. Yeah, wow.
Got a little.
So is that the way you compose a lot of your songs? You get an idea and you record it into your
As
phone?
soon as I get the idea, if I'm talking on the phone, talking to my friends, and that idea comes, I gotta hang that phone up. I gotta put it down.
How do you deal with lyrics? Is it ever a situation where you start out with some words and then put a song together based upon your words, or does it come a different way to you?
Well, it works different all the time. Sometimes I just get inspired by water, just write some lyrics, or sometimes I hear a bass line. Mostly, especially if it's something funky, I hear that bass line first. And then I'm like, that sound good. Then I come with some words, or maybe I might have a title.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to figure out what's going to go with that title. But with the silence in the room, it basically, I was sitting in the house after Pops passed away for days and days and days, and nobody came to check on me. And that silence was driving me insane. And that's how I came up with those lyrics.
So that's been around for a little while.
Yeah. And then Down on My Knees is a song about praying. So all these are coming on the next album. But the last album, The World Is in Trouble, is a really, really good CD. And I wrote that song. It's in 143 countries on Apple Music. I wrote that song in Luxembourg. And the way it came, because I don't watch TV when I'm on tour, because I don't want to see or hear anything chaotic. And so I went downstairs to go get something to eat. And lo and behold, they had 100 TVs in there. I kid you not. Boom. Chaos, 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 chaos. I just like, I'm over it. And I don't, because it messes with my mind and my spirit. So I got my food, and I'm on my way back up to the room, and I went to put my key in, and as soon as I put the key in, words just started dropping in. And I say they come from heaven. And I'm like, I'm hungry. And the Holy Spirit was like, you better write this song. 30 minutes later, I had the song wrote out. I hummed the melody and put it into my phone and sent it to Lars. And it became a song.
Yeah. Wow, that phone. I mean, it's a pretty amazing instrument when you think about it, and how many
'Cause we used to
different
have a
uses
cassette,
that it
yeah.
has for us,
Yeah.
Cassette to phone,
I
right?
got
Yeah.
a lot of music on cassette.
Oh man, my
And then
phone
that
is
little one,
like
the little cassette.
Mini discs.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, my phone is like my jukebox. You know, I've just got so many playlists on there, and yeah.
Like on the newest CD, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. If you play that, in the beginning of that song, you'll hear my husband speaking to me.
Oh.
He's talking. We would have date nights and talk and conversations. We would just let the CD play while we talk. And he told me some stuff on there, and he left me a voicemail when I was sick in the hospital. And he said, "Mom, you're gonna be okay. The good Lord's with you." And I had to put that on there, and that opens up that song, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow.
Well, it's nice that you had that recording.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
That's beautiful.
and then with that album, the engineer came from Boston to my house, stayed at my home, and set up the studio. And Lars now flew in from Europe, and Pops was in the kitchen rattling pots and pans. You could hear it in the tracks. And I left it in there because I needed to.
Yeah.
And my brother was on this CD too with me, so I needed to record this and put it out. The young lady that was supposed to be my manager, I was actually this close to signing with her, but something just in my spirit wouldn't let me. And she said something really crazy to me. "Well, why would you want to try to do Don't Let Me Down? And you'll never get the license to do Don't Let Me Down. They'll never let you get the license." And it pissed me off. And I'm like, "You don't believe in me."
Right.
But I got the license.
Now, Don't Let Me
Wow.
Down. Are we talking about the
The
Beatles?
Beatles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
She told me, "You'll never get the license to that. The Beatles? Who do you think you are?"
Mm.
Now, this is a person who wants to be my manager.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
this ain't gonna work.
Oh.
Well, and so when the album came out, "Oh, so you released it? You didn't talk to me about it? We should have had a discussion." I said, "First of all, honey, you didn't spend one penny on this album." And I put it out because it means something to me. I had no idea it would blow up, but it meant something to me.
Yeah.
My husband's in there. My brother's in there. I'm putting it out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't you going to let me tell you how I feel about it? I said, absolutely not. It does nothing you can say is going to make me feel anything other than put this album out because it's sentimental to me. Now, if you love me, then don't say nothing to me about this no more. Let's move on. She couldn't hold her mud. She had to text me a nasty text,
Oh.
and I never responded. To this day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Because this is the problem we have in the industry when agents and managers act like you're working for them. And a lot of times the artists act like they conform to that, like they're working for them. No, you are working for me. I am the product.
Mm-hmm.
You better know your product. Know
Right.
that
Yeah.
I'm going in and I'm not taking no hostages and I ain't leaving no prisoners. Let's go.
Yeah.
Is that right, Fred? When I go in the room, I'm coming in there for everybody. I come in the room like God sent me there. Everybody don't like it, but who cares? It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not here for everybody.
Right.
And I often say, 1 can chase 1,000, 2 could put 10,000 to flee. This is a scripture. So that means you reach 2 people, sprinkle a little bit of that love on them. That means they'll touch 11,000 people. Just 2. You just need 2 people. Just 2 of y'all to go tell my story. And you tell somebody and they'll tell somebody. That's how we change the world. But
Yeah.
you got to be willing.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Exactly.
not willing. I'm just a small piece to the puzzle.
Do you still negotiate record label things, or do you got your own thing going now, or how do you look at it
Well,
nowadays?
the first album came out on Faith Records, which was my label. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was a kid. And so when COVID came and all of this happened, I went back. I was having another dream, and this is how God deals with me. And I was crying in the dream, and I'm like, God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive? I don't have anything. I don't have no backup plan. I don't have this, that, and the other. And God was like, in the dream, I give you power to obtain wealth. I'm like, well, what's my power? I don't know what my power is. And he said to me, go back to Faith Records. Your power is music, food, and motivation. So how do I make money with that? Sing. I cook. Let me tell y'all, I got some turkey legs make you want to kill somebody. I can really cook. So my husband came to me in my dream as well. Mom, you got that smoker? Remember the smoker he made? He built that? My husband built this beautiful smoker, and it was just in my backyard, behind and out of sight, out of mind. And I'm freaking out how I'm gonna make money during this COVID and going crazy. And my husband was like, Mom, you can sell the smoker for $5,000, or you can make thousands with it. You can cook, Mom. Now that goes back to the dream that the Holy Spirit was like, music, food, and motivation.
Right.
I motivate people to lose weight. As you can see, I lost 127 pounds. I help people try to get them to understand how to eat and how to do this and that and the other and third. But you know what? Sometimes they just don't take the freebie. And so here's what my next agenda is. I'm going to do I made pamphlets, put booklets together, did the grocery list. They didn't have to do anything but just read it and do it. Nah, they didn't do it. So guess what? Now that you see it works, you got to go buy it. Go to my website, because we're building it. Put your credit card number in, and then you're going to get the same thing I gave you before, but now you got to pay for it, like Tom Burr said, $200.
There you go.
Simple as that.
Well, you invest money and then you invest yourself, right?
I'm the billboard. I mean, you can see that the transformation is here. So, and I'm standing on deck teaching water aerobics. There's a reason I'm teaching water aerobics, because I did something. I learned how to do something, and that's the motivation side. Whether it's standing in the pulpit preaching a message, or standing on the deck teaching a class,
right,
or hanging out at the school with the little girls, mentoring them. Somebody's got to do it.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
Somebody's got to do it. They're lost.
Talk to us about that, the mentoring thing.
What's that?
With the little girls that you do.
So, how did I end up doing that? Jesus, I'm always glutton for punishment. Well, the twins, my grandchildren, they're 7. It's a girl and a boy. My youngest son had twins. You don't know them yet. And the girl is on the chunky side. Lots of chunky side. And it's hereditary, genetics. My family have big genes. My son's father had big genes. The baby's mama, they really got big genes. And so I'm looking at my grandbaby struggling with her weight. And I remember being overweight and how kids were so mean, talking to me as, you fat and you this, and I didn't want her to go through that. But I didn't know how I could touch that, because when you have an issue with weight, I don't care how delicate you are, however you put it out there, the person that you're talking to is always thinking, well, I'm fat. I've did garments, and I've sold garments to people to try to help them figure out how to prioritize their body. And so I was praying about it, and I'm like, God, how am I going to help my grandbaby? Because she's going to have high blood pressure. She's going to have heart disease. Her bones are too small to carry that weight. She's going to get bumps disease. She's going to have diabetes. You know, I don't want my baby to be sick like that. So what do I do? So we went to a basketball game for, I think they were in the second grade. No, they were in first grade. And I'm watching her brother play basketball. And I'm thinking, okay. Then Jewel decided she was going to play. So they were joint teams. And I said, I told the director, I said, I think I need to help you with these girls. Because I figured if I make it fun for her, she'll embrace it and won't feel like I'm attacking her weight. Because no matter what, I don't care what nobody say, if you have an issue with weight, being overweight, it's always, I don't care how nice they are, you still feel attacked.
Yeah.
Even today,
Yeah.
I still feel like, ugh. But I changed my fat and I call it fluffy or soft tissue. It's soft tissue. I tell my ladies, that's soft tissue. But now we want to make it firm. You know, I don't attack them. That's how to firm it up. You know, and that's how I got into it. So, and not knowing I did that, I ended up Black History. My basketball team, we did a tribal dance. So now I'm up sewing uniforms for these kids. I'm like, Lord, you're killing me.
It's endless.
And they fell in love with me. So it's like the school principal is like, well, we're going to put a desk in here for you because you're here a lot. I said, when you get me a desk, make sure you put it in my car.
Right.
I'm going to be in the car on my way home. Hello. I'm not being in school. Yeah. And so honestly, she's actually losing weight. She's lost 7 pounds so far. And she's so excited. I taught her how to do a plank. I can't do a plank now. I said, yes, you can. We're going to do a little bit at a time. Yeah. And so these little girls could not believe this lady right here could do a plank. They, Coach Williams, you can really do a plank. And I'm coming down and I shoot a jump shot. You can shoot. You can play basketball. Nana, you can really play basketball. I'm like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Wow.
So I'm just a servant. You know, when I go overseas, they embrace me as a princess, red carpet, but I come as the servant. I come to bust up their blues, to mend the brokenhearted, to bring joy where there's no joy. You know, those places that are crooked, the music helped make it straight.
Yeah. Wow. Really nice.
Fantastic.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm just Sherrie.
Well, do we have any records on the horizon or tours on the horizon we can talk about?
I got some stuff that I don't know if you heard about Angie Stone.
Yeah, she passed away.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, James was playing with her.
Right? Yeah.
And so James and I are getting ready to do something. I don't want to.
Okay.
But yeah, we got something in the works.
Okay.
I can tell you what it is. It's the journey. You're in there.
Beautiful. Yeah, I've been following James' posts.
Yep. So yeah. He and I go to the same church now, and you know we write like crazy together. He can pick me up out of nowhere. You know, we know how to. We complement each other.
I'll tell you what, I think James is, to me, one of the best guitar players, bar none, I've ever seen.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
James is amazing. He is amazing. Yep.
And this would be James Owens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
We went to Cognac and we did the duo. Wrecked the house. Just went crazy. It was nuts. They gave me the keys to the city.
Whoa.
And it was a massive bottle of cognac
Oh, cool.
with my name, Madame Sherrie, on it.
Oh,
Right now, that bottle is like $52,000.
I never got
It's
one
worth
of those.
$52,000.
Ooh.
And my husband told me, he said, Mom, whatever you do, don't ever open it. I said, okay. But here's the thing. Before we went to Cognac, I got sober. So God told me he would never take me anywhere where he would lose me. And as an addict, all of the addicts go places and they get lost, right? Well, I've been clean for 28 years now. And I never opened that bottle of liquor. And I'm gonna hold on to it until it's time to sell it back to cognac.
Whoa.
Wow.
I need
Love
some
it.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, because I looked on eBay, the bottle.
Oh yeah, those are.
Is it crazy? I was like, what? I'm sitting on the line. I'm sitting on the loan line over here.
Mm.
You broke? What?
Lazy Lester and I each had a bottle of at Camas, I think, in cognac. Each had our own blend.
Right. And it's in the cellar.
And then they put the label on it with your name and blah, blah, blah.
And if you take your name down there, they can go right in the cellar and make that bottle again.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you still have your bottle, Fred?
I have the bottle, and I kept about that much in it so I could smell it. And then finally, it was getting too old, so I drank it.
Mine's is full. My nephew told me, well, Auntie, can you will this to me when you die? No.
Oh boy.
But I never opened it. I still got it. It's worth $50,000 right now.
Oh my Lord. Life of the blues right there.
A shot is $20. A shot
Oh, man.
of that particular cognac.
Yeah, Lazy Lester and I got 2 or 3 bottles, different companies, and the time of our set, we put our bottles backstage, not really hidden or anything, and they were stolen while we were playing. And we know who did it because
They was drunk.
this other blues guy had a lot of women in his room drinking all
Cognac.
kinds of different cognacs.
Including your bottles, right?
Yeah, we did. Did you come to Wise Guys when we did a taste of cognac? Remember, we had a festival
I'm not
and we
sure.
called it a taste
That
of
doesn't
cognac.
sound-
We bought all the cognac that we had, and I had little cognac cups and whatever you. And we did a taste of cognac because we had a lot of cognac. But that bottle I kept because that was the keys to the city, though.
Is there anybody that you've played with in Michigan, blues wise, jazz wise, gospel wise, that you were like, this lady or this guy's got it, like blew your mind away?
Say that.
Have you ever shared a show or did a gig with anybody out of Michigan, being a Michigan-based show, that you were like, man, I can't believe this musician I saw or heard?
Other than Larry McCray?
Other than Larry, and you've got James and Matt and
Other than them?
yeah.
They got some young people coming out right now that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name right now, but it escapes me. But this guy is a killer guitarist. Oh, what's his name? William? Not Will somebody. I can't think of his name right now. But I've seen a few people that I'm going, they got it.
Cool.
They
I was
got it.
really thinking we could pass the word on to the next generation.
Yeah, I mean
What do you
that's what Faith Records is all about. I want to open that up at some point when I decide to say I'm tired of catching planes. I'm gonna sit and just produce music because it's in me to do it.
Beautiful. That'd be cool. Produce Sherrie Productions. Wow.
Yeah, my granddaughter. I'm training her right now, 7 years old, and I'm telling you, she can really sing.
Oh.
And both of my boys, I put them on stage. Charles's diaper was sagging. He was on stage. And now he tears up a stage. He is really, really good. If you get a chance, look up Sleepwalking by Charles Allen.
Okay.
And then he was on American Idol season 12. So this young man, I would never have gone on tour and left my kids as much as I did if I hadn't had the husband that I had and the children that I had. because they believed in the dream. And they allowed me to go. And when I say the first 6 years that I was sober, I went to over 10 countries. And now over 43. So.
And book the tour and you're there. It's magic. It just happens now.
But I was always hungry for the Grammys and the limelight. Like, when am I gonna get in the mainstream? When am I gonna be Americana? When I'm gonna. And so, I don't want y'all to freak out when I talk about God a lot, because that's all I have. That's all I have. Everybody else is gone. And I'm like, Lord, when are you going to let me be in the mainstream? And when I sit and I hear Holy Spirit speaking, I can't send you to the mainstream because it's a dark world. And now that, and this was like in 2013, and I was begging my husband, and he was like, well, I can, we can get you out there, but we'll have to go back to the family. And, we go back to the family. They own us, and, but you'll be a star overnight. But I didn't want that, And so now with this thing with P. Diddy and all of that I was researching before all this came out. Everybody thought I was crazy. I'm like, no, but I was reading it, and it said, Sherrie, that's crazy. That was 2013 to now, and now
it's all coming up.
And it's a real thing. So imagine if I had got caught up in all of that, and I'm just not going to be that girl that's going to be hanging her private parts out and doing everything everybody. I'm not that girl. I'm a love bug. I just want to drop some seeds of love and let that grow and resonate, and some seeds of music, let it stir up in your soul and help you get to the next day. Like I told the people in Switzerland, I said, I just stopped by just to drop some love bugs.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
all.
Yeah.
And when I go, I want to make sure you leave with something. You can juke all night, but what did I impart into you? Did I put something in there that you can hold on to? Like the owner, before I could get home, she's already texted me, we've never had anybody in our club like this before. And then the crazy part about that, the club's name is Marion, and my mom's name is Marion. So I know I was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Although it was gruesome work, though, child. Woo, they worked me like a gruesome slave. 10 shows in 8 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. And
10 shows in 8 days.
And you had a voice when you got done?
And here's the thing. The husband kept just taunting me. Well, you're working real hard. You got 7 more shows. You ought to lay back a little bit. I'm like, yeah, because my singers, they all fizzle out on me on Saturday. And that's when he had a big show for all his company. And I told him, I said, you just don't know who I am. Don't worry about me. The Saturday show, we did 3 shows. And they were 2 75 minutes and a 45. And the band was burnt up. But I should have been, because I had a procedure on my hip. I had jet lag. I had insomnia. I was going crazy inside my head. But every night I hit that stage, boop, let's go.
Yeah.
And at the end of the tour, he could not believe it. He said, and you're still talking, and you're still singing. I said, well, that's what we do. Wow, I've never seen that before. I said, you've never seen me. I'm just a love bug. I'm just real.
Well, we hope this podcast sends out some of that love bug
That's
to everybody
right.
else's ears.
Well, I want to send some love out to everybody.
Yeah, we're
out
lucky to
there.
have you in this area,
Thank
that's
you
for
for
sure.
having
Thank you, Sherrie. Appreciate
I'm
you.
glad to get here finally.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, it's very cool you snuck in here.
On behalf of our hosts, we would like to thank the Michigan Rock Legends Hall of Fame, our guests, and especially our listeners. The MMHP is found on the 989 network, as well as all familiar podcast hubs. up-to-the-minute information, as well as Dr. J and Sir Fred's Michigan Music Songs of the Week, can be found on the MMHP's Facebook page /MMHP989. You can connect with Scott at scottbakermusic.com, Dr. J at michiganrockandrolllegends.com, Sir Fred at fredrife.com, and Mr. Mike on YouTube as MRBTEE1.
And on behalf of Dr. J, Sir Fred, Mr. Mike, and myself,